Hi guys, I am super excited for today's guest that I'm going to be chatting to. I have to confess that it involved a little bit of stalking, Facebook stalking, in order to get her on, although she definitely didn't make me feel like a stalker at all. So anyway, Kim Nicola Stevens, who I've mentioned on this group before, is someone who has literally helped me survive the madness of this lockdown through her incredible wit and humor that she uses in her Facebook posts. I don't know who she was before lockdown, but she literally just started posting these really incredibly cuck funny Facebook statuses, and they kept coming up in my news feeds because everyone was sharing them. And I've said this before, but so long as Kim is still posting these Facebook statuses, I will survive lockdown. So for those of you who have not yet seen Kim's latest post, which was banned by the Facebook police because someone reported it, losers, it was titled by someone else, A Simple Guide to Masks. In it includes, I think she's got, there's 5 tips here. I flipping love this. Okay, 1, you do not contract or share COVID-19 via your chin, okay? Get your mask up over your mouth and nose. That's how that shit works. You could debate it until the next presidential address, or just ask a doctor or a nurse who's been doing this for fucking ever. Masks work. I'm not going to go through all of them. You must go to her page and read them yourself. But my favorite one was, and I quoted it when I reposted it. Hang on. Yes, her number 4. 4. Wash your mask. It's not the same as a plastic houseplant, a self-cleaning oven, or a trophy wife. That shit needs actual connection and committed attention. Hot soapy wash and a hot iron. Your lockdown hair will be jealous. Deal with it. I mean, you go and read her stuff. It's amazing. Yes. On that note, we are going to get Kim on, and I'm quite nervous. I'm such a stalker, but I did it for you guys because I want you guys to be happy and laugh like I did. In case you're wondering why we're putting this in the lockdown open up group, I've said it before. Sometimes humor and creativity, and I'm a huge fan of words, is a way to survive and get through and open up in lockdown. So we're going to speak to Kim now. Well, I am, as a once-off. Maybe she'll come back on the group and she'll be willing to chat to us. Oh, I better put the vape away. She's going to be like, what the hell? Maybe she won't care because she's cool. So yeah, let's chat to Kim. I don't know how I did this, but the initial meeting of me and Kim didn't save or record. I don't know how the hell that happened, but it did. Anyway, did manage to record the other 3/4 of our little interview with Kim. So yeah, I'll let you get back to that now. Damn it. So who inspires you? I mean, in terms of, maybe humorous writing then, or a humorous person, I mean, who do you aspire to? Or who keeps
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think my dad and I have always shared, we get hysterical, like we have a very similar humor. We see life very differently, but we do laugh collectively. And we're pretty good at having a laugh at the lockdown scenarios. I mean, he was literally, it's probably sharing too much, but he has his hair cut regularly. He's still working. He retired, but he wasn't quite ready to retire, so he's consulting in the advertising field. And he normally has his hair cut, and then more recently earwax done, which my mom thinks is hilarious. And he messaged the other day to ask me if I had the right stuff that he could wax his ears at home. Like, in my whole life, did I ever think I'd have to get involved with my father's ear waxing or advise him?
You have to wax as in wax the hair, to wax the
hair.
Yeah,
so like at men's, I know, right? So at men's salons, they'll do a haircut, or like you see it at Edge for men, and then they do, it's almost like earbuds in their ears with a blob of hot wax, and then they wax that, and sometimes nostrils as well.
Okay.
So like late in my life, my dad suddenly clocked this whole ear waxing thing, and now he's worrying about how to get his ear. Anyway, he and I said to him, that's literally the best message I've got the whole of lockdown, was could I help my dad with some wax for his ears? So I think he inspires me. I mean, he's worked hard his whole life, and he's still in a position now where my sister and I have had a hard knock with our income, and because he's still working, he's able to say he has extra groceries, or can I help out? And the last thing you want to do in your 40s is turn to your parents for assistance, but
no,
he's offered that, and I think that's how we're going to get through here, is not to be too proud. We're going to have to ask for some help and offer the help to people who need it. I'm in sports marketing. They're not going to be races or anything like that in a long time. So much like the tourism industry, they're very much on hold. So there are some brands that I work with that are able to trade, and I'm very grateful for that. But all the event marketing and social media that I normally do, it's all gone. So it's a lot.
I mean, like team sports and stuff, that's no longer.
Team sports and races. I did a lot of commentary on running races, and clients like Wild Runner, who host the trail series every year. That was a lot of my kind of weekend work, and that I really feel for race organizers, because that's it's their whole bread and butter also just gone, and they don't have an idea of when to plan for that to open again. So they're getting creative, like virtual races and that sort of thing. And I think we must support where we can those kinds of initiatives, because, I think that's where we'll be competing on Strava and other platforms for a while we can't physically go and run a race.
Yeah, I remember when the Cape Epic got cancelled, and I mean that was devastating. A lot of people were, So, well, hopefully things will. I mean, as you say, indoor trainers and stuff are now huge as well. I mean, cycling, but sure. Who knows what the new normal is going to be? I think
there's going to be a great story and analysis as we come out of this, because again, we're going to be able to categorize South Africa. They're going to be the naive ones, like you say, who keep going, I just want to get back to normal. It's like, we just get on with it. Until they realize that we're going to be spraying down our children when they go in and out of schools, and will we even be comfortable sending our kids to school?
Do we really want to go back to the new normal?
Do we even, will we want to venture out of our homes when we realize what it's going to be like out there? So I think we must, and the lovely part of that, the side that I absolutely love, is our small circles that we will eventually interact with, our immediate family or our 2 or 3 great friends. Those friendships that come out of this phase of life are going to be so necessary, so beautiful, and so solid, because the sort of, I often think about more extreme situations like the Second World War, and you think of the friendships that were made when men went to battle together and kept each other alive, or the friendships from concentration camps. Can you imagine the extreme loss and worry and total lack of understanding for what's coming next, and the bonds that were created there? So the bonds that we have and will create with our small communities coming out of this are going to be really beautiful. It'll be the stuff that when we're old, we'll think back on that and think like, wow, that friend, that bond, that person who dropped off veggies for me every week, that person who shared their eggs with me, that person who was just on Zoom for a good chat once a week. Those friendships are going to be so beautiful.
That's a really nice comparison. I mean, also like, and then you get like this, your random Facebook stalker fan who just messaged you because I really love your post and was like, hey, do you want to come do a video interview with me for my random Facebook group that I started, which I really appreciate, by the way.
But it's cool, and you never know where all these new connections and things intersect. I'm hoping that I'll put together a book that covers both the humor and the more serious side of our lockdown.
That's going to be my next question. Are you going to write a book? Because I will read that many times.
Well, that's the thing. Like I am. I've started it, and hopefully in between all the other chaos and some homeschooling and the pile of laundry and the washing the floors and all the other new hobbies that we have, I can hopefully get it finished timelessly. And then, I'll come back to your community to help launch it and to do some giveaways and so I'm trying to do it as a self-published mission, just also because I think it's going to be really fun for all of us to have something to read and look back on one day and go, oh my God, we were like that.
Yeah,
for weeks and weeks.
You were that awesome person who were writing these statuses during lockdown, and then you started writing the book during lockdown. That is so cool.
Hope so.
Are we allowed
I
to
can hold my humor.
Got any ideas for titles?
Something around going viral in a pandemic has to be, because there's obviously layers of irony in there. So something like that.
That is awesome. What are you most looking forward to after lockdown?
So I have a boyfriend who's living in Joburg. So obviously, and my friends are all laughing at me because my life timing has not always been the best. Like, I've made some great decisions, but my timing has often been off. And obviously I would end up in a long distance relationship in the middle of a pandemic, and who knows when we can travel again. So I guess I'm most looking forward to a proper kind of catch up and connection with him. And then back, the most simple thing, my family's really close. My sister normally lives 2 k's from me, and they're opposite my parents' home. And we have gatherings all the time around my mom's table where she cooks for 400 people, even though there's only like 18 of us with kids. And I just can't wait to sit around that table and drink wine and just laugh with them. That's, definitely high up on the list.
I was saying to my friends in the UK how our like sort of life goals, or like on our vision board, used to be, one day I'm going to travel to wherever, or I'm going to get a house or whatever. And now it's like, one day we're going to get together at the Toad and have a drink together as friends.
Exactly.
It's like on our vision board.
I know. Who put a global pandemic on their vision board? Like, we need to call them out. Like, who made this happen?
Survive a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Wash your mask every day.
Yeah. No one's 2020 plan, and all the trend projectors, all the fashion trend projectors, they didn't have masks and isolation on their so I've got into a few Zoom meetings in the last while, and I always say, like, hands up who's wearing pants. Like, there's, no one, we did not think we'd be slobbish like this, or mooching around our homes with no makeup and our hair in a ponytail. And anyway, wasn't on our vision board.
Okay, I have one more question, and it's profound. What is your one wish for South Africans to have learned from this experience going forward?
That actually makes me a bit emotional. Like, we're so divided, and this lockdown has really highlighted inequalities. I think there are communities and thousands of them, that genuinely don't know where their next meal is coming from. So I think my hope is that South Africa realizes we really are all in this together. Someone else's starvation we might not think it affects us, but it does. It affects the general well-being of this country. So if we can come out of this finally a little more connected and equal, then that would be something positive to come out for this country.
That's awesome. Hopefully, knowing that we had been in it together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And absolutely.
Thanks so much, Kim. I really appreciate you agreeing to this. I know it was a bit random, me randomly messaging you on Facebook, but I think that's also what makes you awesome, is that you're so real, and you're not you're well known now, but you're not one of those kind of well knowns. You're like, schedule it in my whatever, or here to contact this person. Like, you didn't even give your damn email address to send you the Zoom invite.
Such a pleasure. Yeah. Good luck with your group, and good luck with the whole of lockdown, and also for tourism industry. I've got a lot of friends in the same boat as you, and I really hope it's going to find some breathing space in the near future.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Kim. Maybe we'll see you on the road, and I'll do a sidestep
Yes, definitely. Take care.
Well, thanks, you too.
Okay. Bye.